So StitchCrew kind of started by accident. I'm married to a serial entrepreneur who has been mentoring startups forever because he's a founder himself.
I was consulting with startups and entrepreneurs in Oklahoma City and actually in the Midwest. And I would come home to Erica and we would vent to each other, frustrations that she would see and frustrations that I would see.
One thing that I noticed was that I've been spending most of my career helping entrepreneurs and founders, but those founders could afford 10 Ericas, 100 Ericas if they wanted to, because they were already at the level where they could. So I needed to start focusing and helping entrepreneurs that look more like my mom and my grandpa and Chris, the ones that start with nothing at a time when nobody wants to work with them because they haven't reached success yet. I was born into a family of entrepreneurs that didn't necessarily want to become entrepreneurs, but it was more of out of need. I've seen the struggle that they go through. It's not always sexy. In fact, for the most part, it's not sexy. It's very lonely.
There's not an overabundance of resources or support networks or mentors or investors.
You know, sometimes you have to worry about, how are we going to pay the bills next week? How are we going to do payroll?
I can't tell people what I'm going through because I don't want there to be this perception of failure. And so you keep a lot of that in, and that's dangerous.
And then we thought, you know, what if we started creating awareness of the need for these people to communicate? And so we knew from the get-go that that's what we wanted to do and that's what we needed to do. StitchCrew is a movement to try to stitch together the resources, the capital, the networks, and the stakeholders to grow the innovation economy in the middle of the country. So we're focused on founders that are solving big problems through technology. So we love to work with entrepreneurs that are really passionate about looking at traditional industries like agriculture, banking, healthcare, and really infusing transformational technology that's going to enable them to compete in today's innovation economy.
Companies coming in to our program are going to go through business formation, product validation, customer validation, and ultimately they're going to go through fundraising. There's a lot of things that go into it past the idea stage. Ideas are great, but inherently they're worthless if you can't execute. So our job is to put the resources in the hands of the people who need it. We connect entrepreneurs with mentors, investors, community partners. And that's one of the strengths with what we do. Through their 12 weeks of accelerating with us, they realize that they're not alone. StitchCrew really bridges the gap between idea to execution.
When you're building a company, there's not a clear blueprint. At each stage, there's going to be new problems that arise. Just surround yourself with people that help you tackle those problems.
When the founders leave our program, we want them to know that they're not alone, because nobody builds companies alone.